don't let him bring you down to his. Look at those things. Yeah. He got those like 6 years ago.
That's an ongoing battle.
What do you have, man?
I don't know. He got some good shoe game. What you got?
Okay, you want to open up with how you thought things went today, and then we can ask questions?
How I thought things went today. I thought they looked tired, which they are. It's been two weeks of grind. You can see some sluggish legs. We've got we'll turn the corner here and start getting our legs back going into Washington State. But in terms of offensively, sloppy with snaps, sloppy with penalties, a couple drops. Good things we didn't turn the ball over like we did a week ago. So you got a chance to stay in games if you'll protect the ball. Defensively, I thought they came out and played better early. Didn't do a great job in a couple of situational areas that we played. Goal line was poor. 4 minute, we need to get them off the field. We didn't do a great job there, but finished up with a good 2-minute drive. So, I mean, it's good and bad on both sides. We're not ready to play yet. We need time. Luckily, we got a little bit more of it, but, man, the days are going by quick. So get back to work on Monday and see if we can get better this week. What questions you have?
Coach, you guys have talked about wanting to have pace.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of downtime today.
Yeah.
Was it just because you've been grinding them in practice and you just needed those breaks? Or?
Well, it's hard to get pace when you don't have productive plays on first down, and I thought if you look, our first down efficiency was probably a little off. Some of the situations don't allow for it either. And we've got some guys that are hurt. We had a couple guys out there that typically wouldn't probably be playing with the groups that they were with, and it just kind of muddles it up. But all in all, you got to get some plays going and get some momentum going on first and second down to create the momentum and the tempo that you want, and that just wasn't something we did consistently today. Whether it be mechanically up front, turning the guy loose, snaps on the ground, drop balls, you name it. It was pretty sloppy today. It was a struggle.
Coach, I noticed that Senny and Jalen, they were both out. Have they been out for all of fall camp, or is that a new development? Or
No, some of those guys we have several that are out right now. Luckily, only one guy that's probably out for the season right now in Brock Lane. Everybody else should be getting healthy, but it's kind of a day-to-day process. I think both have a chance to be back within the next week. Should be back in the depth chart before even Byron Ball shoots. Those guys should be back going into Washington State. Just we can't rush them back too early. We'll just set them back even further.
There were quite a few PBUs today. A couple of them were underthrown deep balls that the receiver, I mean, if it's thrown a little bit more, they probably catch this. But how well do you feel the secondary's coming along?
I think we get more and more competitive. Now we've got some guys out there that weren't out in the spring, and I think the comfort level they have and what we're doing. It's good to have Cam back. He missed most of the spring. I think every snap that those guys get together in our system, they just grow in confidence. We have some depth there now as well, which creates competition, which I think is making them all better, and you're seeing that with the first group. The wind played with some balls today, held some balls up that I think we misjudged. A couple that got away from us with the wind, a couple that hung into the wind, and the defense is right there, so it doesn't leave a whole lot of room for error. But I'm pleased with that group, and I feel like they're getting better every day.
Coach, I want to ask you about Elia and Anoka, third edition. Anything you can tell us about how that came together, and what do they bring for their respective units?
Well, they bring some size for sure. It's two big humans, and we love having them. I'll just tell you that clearly I think if you look back, they signed letters of intent with BYU past December, and for whatever reason there were some issues with them starting with everybody else on time, and ultimately they were given the opportunity to step out of those NLIs, and we were happy to recruit them and pick them up. They've been great additions. They're both freshmen with great futures ahead of them, and it's fun to see them just kind of get acclimated this first week. It was really good to see our guys, how they responded to them coming in. They got, I think, really bright futures ahead of them, and who knows, either one of them or both could step in and get involved in the two deep this year if they can pick things up mentally in a hurry, and I think they both have the capacity to do that.
Any more clear of a picture on the quarterback situation, Coach?
Without watching tape, I didn't think either one of them played real well today, and I think it's been neck and neck every day. So they're making it difficult on us, but we'll evaluate it as best we can. We still don't feel like we have to have a decision made today. We still got some days that we can evaluate it, but that time is approaching pretty quick. I'd say within the next week, we'll try to do our best to make a decision and see if we can move forward with one guy and a backup.
And then the incredible progression of Kyle Van Leeuwen just looks great.
Yeah, the guy he can play. I mean, he did it all spring. Doesn't surprise me anymore. We've got several guys I think that can do that, and I think they're doing a really good job of feeding off each other. Quarterbacks have a tremendous amount of confidence in them, so he did what I kind of expected him to do at this point.
Do you feel like you're getting separation that you need to determine key positions and who's getting minutes at key
At some
positions?
places you are, some you aren't. Some it's really super tight, and you know, at some positions you can rotate and play a lot of guys. There's several that you can't. And quarterback's a spot. That's just not something we're going to do. We're gonna make a decision based off all the information that we have and do the best we can and move forward. And I think that's always a challenge you have when you got a couple guys that have the ability to play at a high level.
Same thing with running back. You use a lot of different running back.
I would say we'd
combinations.
probably play a little bit more by committee there, just because of the amount of reps that we would like to get if we can move the ball, the amount of wear and tear it takes on a guy's body, and each one of them kind of has a little bit of a unique skill set. I can see us playing a lot of guys at that position and even wide out to some degree to keep guys fresh and keep their legs fresh. You know, O-linemen typically play, quarterback typically plays, but those other skill spots, I can see where we're going to have to play more than one body.
Just from this past week of fall camp, who were some of the standouts that really made you immersion in practice?
You know, I'll be honest with you, I would be lying to you. It's been such a grind just to teach situations and try to make sure these guys know what we expect. I mean, everything they're learning from us is for the first time. I mean, we didn't deal with any of these situations in the spring. We just tried to get to know the guys. Now you're talking 4-minute and coming out and goal line at 2-minute and all these different. It's been a focus on football IQ this week, and then also reducing mistakes from a week ago. And in that sense, we did some good things. It was not pretty today. It was not crisp by any means, but we even in the midst of that, we made some improvements in some areas that'll give us a chance to win games.
Anything else for Coach?
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
It's 2 weeks in a row you haven't asked one question.